We back. This episode what? 17?
17
Episode 17 on your screen. N.E.O.
podcast.
Stick around for the show.
Do do doom. Do do doom doom
Episode
doom.
4 with Mo.
Do do doom doom doom. Do do
Ready for the show.
doom.
I'm black. I'm
I'm
black.
trying to
I'm
think of
black.
something Star Wars asking. I just can't think of it. My brain is just farting. So that was your little intro right there.
What is the Star Wars thing? Dum 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 dum
Yeah, but I
dum.
wanted it to be more like the intro music, but not the intro music. So, and I couldn't really think of nothing off the top of the head that kind of sounded like that. So, yeah, whatever I just did
Fuck
was
it.
it.
Fuck
Here,
it. Fuck it.
talking
Fuck
about
it.
Star Wars stuff, and we're talking about Skeleton Crew. Ah,
Today's episode is about skeleton. Tonight's episode, we gotta start. I'm gonna start saying tonight. Tonight's episode
not
is
always at
about.
nighttime though, but yeah,
Yeah, I know. We're at that new time. The second new time, nighttime. Tonight's episode,
what does it
skeleton
matter to
crew.
y'all, the watching audience? Y'all don't care when we record this stuff. Y'all don't care about
Y'all don't care about Cinco.
us. Just watch our
Care
videos. Nah, I'm
about
playing
me.
with
Care
y'all, man.
about me.
Whoever's watching, we fuck with you. Thanks for fucking with us.
Read the Let's jump into that because I really ain't got no synopsis for this show. Real quick, honestly, a bunch of kids go on a space adventure and with pirates. So read the more detailed
Um,
one.
let's. I'll read like a 2 episodes, and we'll try to see if anything to talk about, and then we'll move on. Boom. So we're not just like acting like these episodes didn't happen. I guess.
They happened, but god damn, the first one was like, oh my
Can I start
god.
off with the Wim fucking annoys my soul, bro? Like that kid annoys every like centimeter of my body, bro. It's like I want to punch him, bro, like real bad. But
Yeah, they gave him a little bitch character. I'm not gonna lie.
man, I was expecting for him to come up big at the end, and it's like no, he didn't. Still like he's
But
still
you know
just an
what?
annoying little brat.
My favorite part of the whole fucking shit was when he finally flashed the fucking. I was waiting for him to flash the fucking saber the right way the whole movie. I mean the whole show. I was like, yo, just fucking fight with the fucking lightsaber. Like, and then that one time when he brung it out and the shit went the wrong way. I mean, that was funny. It was comical, but I was sort of mad because I was like, this
Almost
is
took
your
his
moment.
toe off, man. Like,
Nigga's leg off. That's a lightsaber. He
yeah.
just had no leg. It
Yo,
was
he
funny.
was just so dumb. Like literally two silver spoons, bro, for his own good, bro. He just didn't know no better. But the first episode of This Could Be a Real Adventure. Kids from an ordinary planet discover a surprising secret. Episode 2 is way, way out past the barrier. A surprising first stop marks the beginning of an unexpected journey. So I'll sum these 2 episodes up real quick. Basically, this is introducing you to Wim and all the other characters. Wim, Neil, Fern, and KB. I'll tell you right now, Fern and KB are by far my favorite characters in the whole fucking show.
I like KB.
I love KB. He's like might be number one, honestly, easily. But
Yeah,
he
KB's cool.
he
KB's
brings
cool.
the most like a easy to attach to emotionally character in the show. Like the easiest to be like, oh my god, don't nothing happen to KB, please. But basically what happens here is
Fern, I didn't like Fern.
I loved Fern because she's so fucking witty and just talking shit back to people. I was like, if anything, there needs to be a tough kid here, and she was the tough kid.
Yo,
Yo,
I'm saying I don't like Fern.
I liked Fern, man. I
I
liked
didn't
her.
like Fern. I did
I
not.
liked her because she was tough. She was not the smartest one there, but at least her and KB had some fucking brains. The other two are dumb as fuck, bro. Like Neil wasn't dumb; he was just too innocent and like too much of a pushover. But like they actually were like the actual guiding force for a majority of the first couple episodes. Like they were getting by because of those two.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
Like she wasn't no chump. I'll say that much. Where
I
Wim
wouldn't even say,
was a chump.
but you know what? In the face of like the pirates though. He broke. I mean, but they were kids though. They were kids. They were kids. They were kids.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like for a kid, like she's holding her own, bro.
I
Like
know.
when the robot
I had to
started
think
speaking
about
up,
it.
she was quick on her feet. She was like, "Well, I'm the captain of this ship now."
I had to think about it. I had to think about it. Yeah, they're
Yeah, she was
kids.
quick on her feet, bro. For a kid at that age, I'm like, yo, I like Fern at least. KB was just a real character. Neil was nice. I like Neil, and then Wim was just get the fuck out of my face. I hate you. You're at the end of the first episode. They find this spaceship and they get in it, and they're like, don't touch nothing. This dude couldn't even get through 10 seconds and touch the first button that he saw that looked like something that would do something, and jetted those motherfuckers off into space.
Yeah, he was. I think the show did a real good job at expressing the curiosity of children.
Yes, I do agree with that, and I do like that he had a lust for adventure and he was an optimistic kid. I do like those aspects about him, but overall he was just too annoying, and too much, and too useless. Really.
He definitely was useless. Definitely was useless.
Too naive,
But
too
he did his
everything.
thing. He did his thing when he saved KB though. When he saved KB, he did his thing.
Yes, he did. I give him that, but like, what the fuck
Like
you
that. I was
do?
like, okay.
The easiest, not the easiest thing, but like probably the easiest thing they could have did in the situation that they were in. They had to put like
Um,
the easiest grade school level shit they could have put on him there. My man was out there flashing the money. I'm pretty sure that's yeah. That's somewhere in that second episode, right? Because they're on the pirate
that's
planet or something
episode
like that.
two. That's
Yeah,
episode two.
or the beginning of episode 3 or something like that. But yeah, he's flashing the money and he don't know no better. He's a kid, but like he's I don't know, man. Like that's the thing. Like most of this stuff that's so idiotic and annoying, you got to just fall back and be like, but he's a kid. But some of this stuff, I'm just like, fuck him, bro. Like
And you gotta take it. You gotta see it too. Um,
naive. He knows no better.
I'm about to say they were so how you say
Sheltered.
fostered on a world
Yeah,
sheltered. That was a better word. Lack of I'm sorry. Sheltered. It was like yo, everything was like even hiding the money. He not used to hiding no money because them niggas got endless credits on his money, so ain't nobody stealing.
yeah, exactly. They were so
And
used
it
to
was
it
like
being that
strict
way
obedience,
that when
and
they
it was
said
like strict
treasure,
obedience to authority
when
on
they
this
said
world.
treasure,
Strict
they didn't
obedience to
even
authority.
realize that what they had was the treasure already, bro. Like their regular life
Right.
was the treasure.
Yeah, I ain't even gonna lie. When they showed the treasure, I was like, and then he asked them how many more volts he had. They said 1,000 or something. I said, damn, that's crazy. I said, damn, man, if Darth Vader knew this,
If
y'all
they're
niggas would be
hiding it,
dead.
what are they doing with it?
I don't know, but
Remember,
if
they were
Darth Vader knew
hiding it.
this shit, nigga, them niggas would be dead, nigga. The Sith knew about that, nigga.
Well, I mean, they don't exist at that time. They're after the Ray storyline.
Yeah, yeah, that's why they said like the Jedi was all that other shit.
Yeah, they don't. They're after the Ray storyline, so it's somewhere between now and whatever's about to happen next. So probably
Bringing up
like
the Ray storyline though.
depending on where this Ahsoka storyline went and where Thrawn is at that moment in the show, maybe it has something to do with Thrawn the credits. I did hear that
Maybe.
theory. That's not me making that up. I did hear that theory somewhere, and that kind of can make sense if depending on when this is taking place in comparison to Ahsoka and all that. So that's a good one. But I'll go through
That's
the rest of these
waiting for season
episodes.
two of that.
Huh?
So I'm waiting for season two of that.
Yeah, that should be good because I enjoyed that. Um, and then you got a very interesting as an Astro Gas. I'm not even reading that episode name. I don't. What the fuck is that word, bro? Astrogation problem. What the fuck? Whatever that episode title is, a mysterious stranger offers to help our heroes. Yo, anybody who knows that fucking title is gonna be like, yeah, I get it. Like, why? Why is that?
Non-experts. Yo, but I ain't on front now. When they bring in my man, I'm gonna
God,
call him. Now I'm about to say, yeah, the last name I remember from the nigga is John. Because he
Yeah,
had many names. He had
I'm
many
gonna go
names.
with John. That's the most
Yeah.
recognizable one. Let me just say this last episode. Can't say I remember no at Atten. Our heroes face a surprise in a familiar setting. Go
And I feel like when they brung in the robot and well, the robot been brought in, but when they brought in Jod, that's when things started to turn up. I said the episode started to get a little better.
I enjoyed the robot thoroughly.
When he freaked out on them, that was
That
fire.
camera angle they used when he freaked out on him, I love that. I was like, that's a cool look.
Yeah, that was dope. Yeah, that was dope. When he what you call it? I'm still talking about the droid here. When he flew them to that planet and they put that thing on him that prohibited him from attacking, that shit was
Yeah,
funny. Eh? Right.
that place that he thought was like some like warland and shit like that, and it was like a
Yeah,
resort now. Yeah, I know what you're talking
that
about.
shit was cool.
He
Like
went to go
everything
punch
about
that
the show was
motherfucker
dope.
and his he was like, "Yo, it's an aggression stopper," and that nigga was like, "What? Ah, what the fuck, bro?" But like,
The other stuff, like, but when I like the bounty hunters, Jaleel White.
I can't say I necessarily enjoyed them. I enjoyed the wolf dude, whatever his name was.
Actually, I thought Jaleel White looked stupid, but he played the part okay. He looked stupid as hell though.
Nah, I mean, he kind of did. And he was out there trying to talk on me. He was
Ain't
like,
no
"What are we
kind
gonna
of.
do with him?"
I know. Ain't no kind of. Every time he spoke and every time he just looked dumb. He looked stupid.
But I mean, he was a Star Wars lackey, so it made sense. It's fine. Like, and he lasted a long time. Because at first I was like, how the fuck do they make them relevant to the story? I was kind of confused on how they were going to be relevant to the story at first, because it just felt like nothing was really there other than they're mad at Jod and they were going to chase him because he escaped.
Well, the thing he did some shit. He basically put them on to the treasure. You know, when he was caught,
Mhm.
he was like, "Yo, we go all get rich." How he bodied the nigga, the wolf nigga, that was fire.
Yeah, that was a little ruthless word. That was
Shot him right
definitely a
in his
little
head.
ruthless. Yeah, I was a little like, oh, Star Wars. Oh, okay. Well, the episode 5 is the one where they go to the resort because that's where that other chick sees him, and she's like, "The kids don't trust him," which I think is like the second or third time that they've been told, "Don't trust this motherfucker," and they
What
were all
episode?
right. Everybody knew it. I was like, "Yo, I know." When I seen the commercials and they kept portraying him like a Jedi, I was like, "That motherfucker is not a Jedi, bro. Like, there's no way." It's like they keep portraying him as a
He,
Jedi, and it's like there's a reason why they're doing
he had his little training from
that. A Jedi,
somebody,
most likely
whoever
a
was
Jedi.
the was it? You know what? I started to think about it. I was like, was it a Jedi or was it the Sith?
Yeah, but he's all yeah, but remember they can't have too many apprentices. They have a rule of two. So like, what's the point of teaching somebody if you can't really take them under your wing for them at least? But a Jedi who is probably when he's younger, he's probably younger around the time Order 66 is happening. I don't know how. I forget how far along it is, but I don't know how old he is either. But
He said that the person who taught him, was scrambling for scraps, just like him.
could have been a Jedi,
Who,
man.
who,
Remember, they were in
who you
hiding.
think?
They weren't in regular society. Uncle Ben was a
About that
regular
probably was
dude.
a Jedi then, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, that
Uncle
probably was
Ben
a.
was a regular dude, like getting like little bits of meat and shit like that from the line, like everybody else.
Yeah, no, yeah, you're right about that. Yeah.
Yeah, man. So could be a Jedi, could not be a Jedi because there's other force sensitive people out there in the world. I feel like Star Wars has been making a big deal of showing you that in the last couple of things that they've done. That it's not just
Yeah,
Jedi's and Sith. That there's other things that tap into the Force and use
right.
that, but they may call it other things, like how the witches did,
Like
whatever
the
they called
witches
it,
and
the
all
string
that.
or whatever it was.
Yeah, yeah.
So they do
And
have
then
other ways of
I think
using or
even the
looking at
person
it.
in that story, he was taught by like the Jedi, but like he wasn't like a Sith. He was like neutral, wasn't he? Like he was like a neutral
He
force
was a
user.
Jedi at first. He was kicked out of being the Jedi.
right. But I'm saying like he wasn't like all the way bad either. Like he was like a neutral like force user or some shit
I
almost.
don't know if we can say that. I'm pretty sure
I
he
gotta.
was a Sith. I'm pretty sure he was. Well, he said the people you people would refer to me as a Sith, and he did allude to not necessarily being a Sith, but being trained by one or something. But I don't know. Hopefully, they figure out a way to continue that story somewhere else because I felt like the story was worth continuing. It just bombed so bad that they didn't continue it. And apparently, they had a big budget for that show, and that's probably why they canceled it on top of it. Because it's like if the show's not doing good, why put another big budget in or something like that? But they didn't necessarily have to give it a big budget for season two.
I'm not gonna lie. A lot of Star Wars stories that we've seen ended. I wish
Continue.
they would continue and stuff like that. But I am excited to see Ray come back. Even though
I'm
we
excited
veering off
about it.
from
I don't know if I'm excited. I'm not really like. I'm more indifferent than anything. I don't really care. Like, just be good.
I want even though, but I wanted to see my biggest thing. I'd have been so happy to see Finn become a Jedi. That would have been
I'm
fire.
not gonna tell my whole idea, but I told you my idea once when we was walking the wing house of my whole little second trilogy for them and him
Oh
being the
yeah,
bad guy
Black,
thing.
yeah.
But I'm not gonna go over that over here because somebody might see this and steal that shit and then have a whole movie. And I'm like, wait, that's not, I'm like, that's literally my fucking idea.
Oh,
like,
save that video. Save that video. Save that video.
but so that's why I'm indifferent because I'm pretty sure it's not gonna go the way that I suggested when I told you about that. But I'm not against seeing them again just to see where their story goes. And but I also am not like, ooh, I need to know where their story goes either. So
Well, you know what's interesting about Skeleton Crew that you said that is after Ray's story because they're continuing Ray's story. I think a few years, like it's like at least 10 plus years after her story. So if you say that this is basically possibly during that time. I think the little nigga picking up the saber alludes to is a good clue alluding to like future Jedi. If not him himself, but just the other
like it's
Jedi
still
like
being
future
alive
Jedi
out there,
coming up
like
and
the
stuff.
force is
Yeah,
still
like
out
you know
there,
what I'm
like it's
saying?
still a
Or
possibility.
them finding like old like gear from the Jedi past and putting two and two together and then finding Ray and whatever like the
I
training and
feel
all
like
that
that's
like
the entire point of Wim is that there's still that hope, that optimism that the Jedi are still like the cool good guys and all that. And you already know how I feel that the Jedi, yeah, they're the good guys in the story, but they're not necessarily the good guys. They do scummy dirtbag shit just like everybody else. They're just portrayed as the good guys. But
yeah.
the
Has been proven. Honestly,
yeah,
I think
we just
just
saw
like how
the
you
acolyte. The
said,
acolyte just put that
yeah,
in broad daylight that the Jedi ain't clean either, bro. They just as fucked up. Like
yeah. Just like how you said, like they show like other people of the Force, they have show other sides of the Jedi too. Like finally, you know
because
what I'm trying to say?
honestly,
Like they,
if you really think about it, like in the original movies, like when Yoda goes into hiding and shit like that, and then Luke finds him and he's all like, I'm disgraced and this, that, and the third, I messed up, I'm a failure, or whatever he was saying. It is basically because he's also alluding to the fact that, well, now that they put this into the story, that he knew so much more, that he let so much more slide
yeah.
than just messing up with Order 66 and shit like that. That shit was getting swept under the rug forever to keep the Jedi looking good, and that's majority his fault.
I mean, he you know what? Depending on where the accolade takes place, because I don't know, but you read about that because he was at the end of the accolade, which means he knows about the twins.
That's
He knows about
prior,
one.
and that's got to be prior because he was younger and shit like that. He wasn't an old man or nothing like that.
But even that makes it even worse because then he knew way back then that there was another side of the fucking
But
force.
that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying it the way I'm saying it is because he knew so much,
Fucking
and that's
Yoda.
why when he meets Luke years later, he's like, "Bro, I messed up, like I failed and shit like that," because he has all that on his back. Because when you watch the
Yeah.
original movies, you just see what happens in the movies, in the first six movies. But when you see something like the Acolyte, it puts so much more weight on the shoulders of Yoda that he's been bearing for all these.
Nigga, he got the nerve to disappear to go meditate. Bitch, where you
Because
at?
honestly, I've always looked at it because ever since I just recently got into Star Wars, but when I did, I was like, I don't even see what's so cool about Yoda, bro. I was like, what the fuck?
I always love Yoda. And
He
you know
just
what
talk
made me
weird.
love Yoda? What made me love Yoda was his fighting style. I love how he just that short little nigga with the his agility is crazy. Like you know what I mean? Like I
Whipping
always
through the
that's how I
air,
always loved him.
swinging his saber and shit.
He be going Yoda be going sick. I ain't
Kung
even gonna
Fu
hold
Gremlin over here.
you. But yeah, he got I feel like he always got a lot of shit to learn. He's supposed to be a master,
Yoda
but he
is
always got
cooler in like
to
the
learn.
animated stuff than he is in like the movies. Honestly, I feel like, and I haven't even. I'm not too familiar with a lot of animated stuff, but anytime I see him in the animated stuff, he's doing cooler shit than he was in the movies. So I can see why niggas
Oh,
think he's cool if you seen the animated stuff. But like, if you just go off the movies, I'm like, that's it. That's Yoda. That's the Lord and Savior of Star Wars and
because
shit. Like what?
he's always just sitting and meditating and talking like nigga.
Yeah, bro. Like,
Fucking
do
fight.
you look at the Matrix and be like, the Oracle is the coolest character ever? Like,
Like word, like yo.
but whatever. That's what people like, man. So whatever, man. It's cool. But yeah. Let me go through these last couple episodes for Skeleton Crew. Like I said, episode 5 is the one where they go to that resort thing, and then they find out about all the at and stuff. Whatever they're finding out late. Um, Zero friend. Episode 6 is Zero Friends again. Relationships fray under the pressure of a difficult journey. So I'm assuming this is like when they find Atten, probably like after the whole robot flipping out, and Zod turns on them and shit like that. And then the next episode is when
Zero friends again. Zero friends again is when John turns on him and he's about to. He basically challenges Fern for to be captain,
mhm,
and he makes her yield, and then Wim hits that little trap and they fall, and then Zero friends again is when they split up. That's when he fixes A B, and Fern and what's the other nigga named Neil climbs the
yes,
big wall. And you know what? The action in these episodes, like the episodes before this one, I think it's episode 6, 7, and 8, with the whole the flighters and everything. I think it really made the episodes like very
was that
good.
the same like Asian esque Tie Fighter dude that's in every Star Wars? I didn't get a good look
I
at
don't
him.
know.
I didn't get a good look at him, and I didn't go back to look.
I don't know. He probably is. He probably like an extended clone or some
Yeah,
shit.
I was just telling one of my coworkers that I was like, "Yo, imagine if they just got a factory of this dude, bro. Like, because there's no way he's in all of these Star Wars." They look
That's
like, "Yo, he's
funny.
just so valuable a worker. We just had to start cloning his ass. Like, y'all know we got,
Hey,
y'all already
yeah.
know we got the technology, bro. Like, come on, man. Like,
I'm
you
about to
not
say
just
because they do that shit in Star Wars in that Star Wars world. They just be cloning niggas for jobs and
yeah."
shit.
And then episode 7 is we're gonna be in so much trouble. The heroes have never felt further from home. This is like the episode when they're dealing with the ship, trying to get it back and stuff, and they end up back at and then the end is him like holding him the parents hostage, basically telling him we gonna be handling like this. And then the real good guys is the last episode where they foil Jod's plans and take down the barrier and stuff.
Yeah,
I don't know if
yeah,
you want to
yeah.
go
It
more
was
into detail because there is details for this episode. I feel like that's the episode to talk about, if anything, because
what
there
the
was
last one?
yeah, because there was stuff going on in the episode with the
Oh yeah, no, there was a lot. I liked the last episode. The last episode was dope. How they basically
It felt pointless at the end. I'm not
he
gonna lie.
what
It
happened?
felt pointless at the end, but I'm not gonna lie. But the episode was very fun to watch, though.
Like I said, pointless at the end.
Yeah, because like what, like there's obviously no next, but like it felt like it did nothing. Like it was just had fun, right? And we're gone.
And then yeah, and then the dad just calling the nigga name. I said, man, this shit corny as hell.
Yeah,
Okay.
like Dodge just sitting there waiting to get arrested. Wim just runs off to go be Wim again, and Dad yells his name, and boom, there we go.
Yeah. But in the episode though, you know how basically John kills
The
the
big robot
intelligence,
thing. Yeah,
the droid intelligence that they all follow, and then he let the pirates in, and then again, once again, what makes the episode what makes the episodes for me is when they get on the little flighters or little droid bikes. So that was dope seeing them rip through the forest.
Mhm.
Um,
The dad was loving that shit when they did the jump.
that year, he was feeling that shit. He was like, "Woo!" He was feeling that
He's like, I
shit.
see why you kids
Um,
rebel.
the pirates shooting at them. Again, the pirates and the bounty hunters. They made some of the episodes for me. They were just looking cool, like just to see whatever
AB flying the
extras,
ship and
but they were
shit.
cool. Yeah,
And
like
I did
it
like
was cool.
like his approach. He's like, I don't want to hurt people. I'm just some used to be broke motherfucker who watched everybody get it while I was starving and shit. And I just want to have some power, man. I just want to have some stability out here. And he's like, I don't want to stop what you're doing. I don't want to hold you captive. I just want to be whatever this stupid robot was. I just want to be the captain now. I lead this shit. Do the same shit you was doing. Live the same life you was living. And I was like, that's actually kind of interesting. Like, how bad of a guy is he?
Right. Yeah. And you know what? You could tell he wasn't all that bad because he didn't crash out at the end.
Yeah, he
He
didn't
ain't
want to
crash
kill
out.
nobody. He didn't want to hurt nobody. Like, yeah, he shot the fucking wolf dude in the head, but the wolf dude was on his body, bro. Like, there was no not doing it for him. He was willing to do what he had to, but he knew where to draw the line and where he didn't want to necessarily do things.
Right. Yeah.
He knew it was because he was like, and that's another reason why I think he was raised by like taught by a Jedi because he still had that in him to not just be ruthless. He had that in him to not just be ruthless and just take and kill and stuff like that, like a Sith probably
But like, yeah. It was like basically he had the morals from the Jedi, but the way the world went, the way the world is, made him that tough. Because you could tell when he challenged Fern, he like, yo, you just yield, like just yield. Like I don't like how you said he probably would have killed her if it really came down to a couple minutes of her like just like refusing. He would have did what he had to do, but
would. Jod
that's
was
not
like the Aladdin of that world.
explain that.
He's basically the guy who will lie and steal and manipulate to get where he wants to be, just so he can have some stability in his life. Not because he wants
Right?
to
Because
harm people, but because he just
the
wants that
truth
stability.
would have snapped all their necks.
Easily. Could have just been off without touching him. Could have
Yeah,
just been doing it.
yeah.
Could have just picked up a lightsaber, like just easy. Could have just
It would have
dominated.
been no challenge. It would have been no
He had
challenge.
a
He would have
gang of
just turned
pirates
to
with
them
him.
at the time. What
He had
happened?
a gang of pirates with him.
I know. Yeah,
He
facts.
could have been out there just murking shit like, yo, me and the pirates are gonna take over everything. We gonna put y'all in like one chamber and let y'all starve to death or some shit like that. Easily could have did that. And that was not like I said, he just wanted their lives to go exactly the way it's always been going. He just wanted
Yeah,
the
nah.
benefit from the pie. He just wanted his piece of the pie.
If he was a Sith, like if he was like this nigga, what's his name, Kylo Ren, or some shit, that nigga would have went up in there and just started crushing machines.
And I'm not gonna say
Like
that the pirates wouldn't have started walling. Because the pirates are pirates. But
facts.
Jod's intentions were not to go in there harming. So I can respect that, and that's why I'm like, Jod is the bad guy who's like very. This is one of the reasons why Skeleton Crew doesn't suck is because, like I always say, villains. He's an intriguing villain, and that's enough. He not necessarily isn't the greatest villain, but he's an intriguing villain.
I mean, you know what? Yeah, he's not the greatest, but definitely high on the interest list because, or high on the intriguing list because one, all the names itself was like very like now that we watched it, we know like he was just hiding, just doing his thing. But when you as you're watching it, you're like, why the fuck this thing got mad names? Hey, and then you thinking like, what is this nigga name? Like, you know what I mean? And then we don't even know if Jod is really his name.
Mm-hmm.
That was literally just the last name we was given.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't think we ever get like a confirmation of an actual name.
you
Maybe
feel
he
me?
did
So
give the
it's still
kids his
even
real
if
name
we
because
seen the episode, he's still intriguing in that way. It was like this nigga,
well,
who
most
is this nigga?
people refer to him as Jod that do know him. I think the pirates knew him as Jod. He
Mm.
introduced himself as Jod, and one of my favorite characters, one of my favorite designs, the owl thing. She knew him as Jod, didn't she?
Oh yeah. I need to talk about. I need
Yeah,
to talk
she's
about.
one of my favorite characters in the show. She's probably like number 3. with her a little bit of it. But I just thought the character design was so cool. Then Neo can take four. Jada and Neo can kind of tie for 4 or 5.
Neil was like one of those scary animatronics for me. But like when I first
No,
seen
I
like
can
when he
see it. I
first
can
came on
see
the screen,
it. His Five Nights at Freddy looking ass.
like yeah. When I first as soon as he came on the screen, I was like, what the fuck is that? It's like yeah, it's like yeah, I was like,
Nah, you
bro
know what was a
wasn't
little
fucking
more trippy? The adult ones, his mom and dad, they were a little more trippy.
yeah, like that whole fit. Then they had the little junior ones and shit like that. I was this is crazy.
Yeah, like the younger they were, like it was less trippy because it's like, oh yeah, like elephant kids, but then there's like grown up elephant,
Oh,
like,
big ass head is stout and shit. Like
um,
fuck on.
yeah, Neil was an odd design to get used to, but I did like Neil. Neil was just innocent, and but he wasn't a dummy either. He just was like very
That
beautiful.
one episode, I think it was episode 4, where the robot was told to babysit Jod, and then the people of the planet came and kidnapped him. And remember they like put him to the test or some
Oh,
shit.
when they put the kids to the
That
test, I was gonna
yeah,
bring that
when
up because that's
Neil,
one of my favorite moments in the show. Because that was a good
yeah,
episode.
that was a good episode, and I just brought that up because we was talking about Neil. That was Neil moments of shine. That's when he gained his little courage and
And he
shit.
was
You know what I
talking to
mean?
the
Like,
girl that he ended up kind of bagging and shit like that. I was like, look at my boy. She all ran off, did the little flip off the rock. She was all
yeah,
hot in the boots for my boy Neil.
yeah, I
My
said,
little
yeah, my
elephant
nigga
boy. My
Neil.
little elephant boy for the win. Wim couldn't do that.
And then at the end, even when Neil, when women and dad was trying to like fix the car, to like when all the electricity went out, women AB pulled up.
They did
When
the
Wim
work
pulled up
word. They
on
was
his,
doing the
Wim
dirty
pulled up
work.
on his shit with the motorcycle, that shit skirt. Like
My
I was
boy
like,
Wim
okay.
started up the turret gun thing.
Yeah. I mean, Neil pulled up at first though on this shit on the motorcycle. I said, look at Neil, look at the courage going. He said, yo, we gotta go. I said, oh
Yeah, my
shit.
boy Neil was cooking in that show, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Wim was annoying. Everybody else was cooking, bro. Like everybody else was cooking, bro. Wim was just annoying.
Fern, the last 2 episodes did her thing for me. The last 2 episodes.
I will say I did enjoy watching their because these characters did have a little bit of development, man. Like these guys are actually like a functioning crew. If you actually think about this, like that's why they're just they're like literally a functioning crew.
Episode no more good friends. What is it called?
No
No more
more,
friends.
whatever.
Yeah, yeah. But in that episode, I said that as I'm watching it, at the end of it, when they split into two crews, but then they got back on the ship together, and then one of them started calling out commands and shit.
Zero
As when
friends
it
together.
right in that moment when they started calling out commands, I was like, oh yeah, I was like, yeah, these niggas came with real crew now. I was like, this shit fire now.
They know how to operate a ship, bro. They've operated weaponry. Like they've been on an adventure. Like they're an actual crew, bro. They saved their home. Like they're a crew. Like
So I was like, oh yeah, this shit, I was like, okay.
these guys that
So the
earn the
show,
right. They earn the respect on a planet far away from home and shit. Like
a lot of ups and downs with the show, a lot of ups and downs, but it holds its own.
yeah, like when it was dry, it was just like story, like not really storytelling, but it was like I don't even know how to put it. It's just those in between moments, and it's like okay for a show like this. Like it's a bunch of kids. Like I don't need it to be nonstop craziness and stuff like that. A whole bunch of force using and lightsaber fights. Like it's kids. I get it. Like they're gonna be in these
Right.
little trolley running away from bad guy storylines where they're not really doing no fighting or nothing like that. They're just evading people who are after them. And that's totally fine for me. I didn't need this to be nothing crazy. Like I said, I didn't feel like it went anywhere, but like that theory that I gave you earlier about maybe they have some that planet has something to do and it'll be a reoccurring thing later, where like Thrawn is like, oh well, we get all the money from Atten, and then you can be like, Atten, and that's maybe it. Maybe that's it.
I can see that. I can see that. I can see. You
um,
know,
yeah,
I think for the most part though, it didn't go anywhere, but it was just again a fun story and something that alludes to the Jedi saga is not over.
yeah,
You know,
I agree.
that's that's what it was just it was a small piece of that. Like, and even though um for this, I normally for shows or movies, I'm like, I need my action. I need I need this and that. But like as you said, for this type of show, for the character development, for the plot and all that, for the story, I didn't need all that, and I didn't have no expectations for it. But it was cool enough for me to see like again that one my favorite spot where he just actually had the lightsaber, the right way
So
to his face. Shit.
I was saying it earlier. I don't know if I finished the point, but I'll repeat it again if I did. The one thing that I feel like Wim did embody, as annoying as he was with his optimism, was that he was like a hope. He was like this idea of hope that the Jedi are still like the good guys, and he never gave up on that, and
That
that's a
was
good
something
thing
he
for the
kept
future.
saying too. He kept saying the good guys, the real good guys, the
Yeah,
good
but
guys.
remember, everybody else was like looking at him like the Jedi don't exist. You're just being a kid that's dreaming in fantasies and stuff. And like we all know that the Force is out there and it can be in anybody, and Jod proves that himself. But it just reinforces his hope in the Jedi being out there and being a good guy Force. So it just speaks to the future with these new movies coming out and stuff like that. That the Jedi will rise again and they will be the good guy Force. And don't be surprised if it's like years later and Wim is one of the guys who are learning to be a Jedi. Like, don't be surprised if that's the case.
Well, I definitely wouldn't like. I could see them giving him like another character because the actor is young.
Well,
Giving him
yeah,
somebody a
obviously
little
you'd
bit.
be time jumping him, so you'd have to get somebody who's older, but it's Wim still, like
Yeah, no, that's what I mean.
a little
I
more
could see that.
mature, having
I
a
could
hard
see that
time still.
happening. I could see that happening soon too. Like what I'm saying. I could see that happening soon. Like because they coming out with the new Star Wars soon, and I don't know how many stories they're gonna give us, but I could
Ray
see
was
that.
in a whole story where the Jedi's like don't exist and like they're gonna rebuild basically. That's literally it right there. It's literally a kid fiending to be a Jedi, like that you just introduced to us.
It would be sort of crazy not to put him in at this point, right?
Even if you just like show somebody off in the background so we can speculate, like that's women.
When, like, word. Like to see how we would know too is you just give him a lightsaber and then you put it could be a silhouette. You
He'd
put
already
the
have
three.
his, right?
He already has his, but I'm saying like even if they don't show his face, it would be cool if they at least show like one of the three friends, like the elephant. If they show the elephant with him,
Like
then
they
we'll
all
know we're
believe
gonna win.
because they're a crew and shit like that. They'd be his
Yeah,
crew and
you feel
shit.
what I'm trying
Like
to say? Like they won't even have to show his face. They could just show like him and the nigga standing next to him is the
they
elephant
don't
with the
even
trunk,
all
and we
have
would
to
be
be
like,
Jedi. They because remember, like Luke was not necessarily a Jedi, but like Luke had his own crew outside of being a Jedi or being a Force user. Because Luke is technically not a Jedi, right?
he's like a force user.
Yeah, he's like a
No, no, no,
self-proclaimed
no,
like he's like a self-proclaimed
no,
Jedi, isn't he?
no, 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 no. Luke is a Jedi. Luke is a Jedi.
Why?
Luke
Because
is a
Uncle
Jedi.
because fucking Obi-Wan says he's a Jedi.
I think he trained under one of them. One of them trained him. Like even if at an older age, I think Obi-Wan trained him.
Obi-Wan.
Yeah,
They
that
happen
makes him
after
a
because
Jedi.
remember this happens after Order 66.
Yeah, that makes him a Jedi.
You got to get approval from like the council and shit like that, bro. Like you don't just train
Obi-Wan
under a
was the
Jedi.
fucking council at the time.
So you're not a
Basically.
Jedi. You're just a dude with force powers, technically. Like you're God. Like technically, Luke is just the same level of person as God. Like what the fuck? He's
That's a
not a
bit. I don't
Jedi
know.
for real. Like, ooh, did I just ruin Star Wars for everybody? Like, is Luke not a Jedi? But
I'm gonna look up the official story and get the word on it from the directors and niggas.
yo, he met Yoda. This nigga Yoda was in a fucking cave, swamp cave. He ain't meet no other Jedi's. Like, who else he meet?
Yeah, that's it. Just Luke, and then I
The
mean just
only
Obi
other
Wan.
Jedi that he met was his daddy.
That would have been cool to see him kind of train under him, though.
Couldn't
Like if
happen.
one of them,
He was already
like
Vader.
you know what? If Shorty would have went dark, that would have been fire. That would have been a fire
Who?
story.
Padme?
Yeah,
I like
that
it
would have
how
been
it
a
went
fire.
though. I like it how it's going so far.
I like it how it. Don't get me wrong. I love it how it went. That's my story. But I'm just giving a twist here. if they would have went dark and then Luke would have somehow, you know what I'm saying, would have been some ill ass Jedi versus this ill ass Sith sister, that would have been fire.
But I do enjoy Anakin in recent times with his like redemption Force Ghost thing that they got going on. Like everything that he's doing is like redeeming himself of
I like
being
that.
Vader.
Yeah, yeah,
But then they
yeah,
give us
yeah. I
Obi
feel like
Wan, where they just show Anakin as like the ruthless,
yeah.
becoming Vader person that he is. So like
I was
they're giving us a
really
lot of
feeling
depth
that
with Vader.
Obi-Wan versus Darth Vader fight. That's one of my favorites shits to watch, bro.
I'm not gonna lie.
That's
My boy, whatever his name is, in Acolytes versus the other dude, they were putting on bangers though. Those two niggas was putting on bangers.
oh nah, they was going sick.
They have the best fights in Star Wars recent times. Those guys.
I'm mad he died. I'm mad. I didn't think he should have died.
No, I like that for the story. Actually, I was kind of calling that from the beginning, but I like that for the story because he was a corrupt Jedi, bro. Like he had to go, bro. Like and it gives the twist because now there it's another twist. Because remember, the show ends with a home chick basically placing the blame on him and telling instead of telling the real story, just being like, "Yo, he just bugged the fuck out and we lost him in the field." So like another lie that they're telling to make themselves look good. So
That
it's
would that would
purposeful,
been so-
and that's the
that
guy
would
from
have
Squid Games.
yeah, that would have been a dope story to continue. And he had black.
You're talking about the Sith?
No, no, no. I'm talking about the actor, nigga. He have black. That Chinese thing.
Yeah, the Sith dude, right? That's who you're talking about, or are you talking about the
No, I'm talking
Jedi?
about the dude. Who we talking about? The Jedi.
He's half black in like real life.
Yeah, yeah. A recent family photo came out, and he had black. Yeah, he's part black. Yeah.
The Squid Games dude, that's cool as fuck.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Gotta look that up when I get off of this because that's my guy.
I mean, unless
Beef with him.
unless I'm being, unless I'm overlooking, and I'm thinking I'm just I'm thinking about somebody else. I could, but I'm pretty sure that's who with the hair, right? He got the hair. Yeah, he had the hair and shit. Like, yeah,
You're talking about the
yeah.
Sith dude.
No, no,
Wait,
no, 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 no,
did he
no.
have hair in this? I forget.
He
Yeah, he
had
did.
hair.
Yeah,
He
he
had hair.
did. Yeah, he
Yeah.
did.
I'm talking about
Yeah,
the Jedi.
OSHA's
Yeah, yeah. I'm talking
master.
about the
Yeah.
Jedi nigga. Yeah,
Okay.
he's half black. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
pretty.
Okay.
But again, though, remember, guys, I am a non-expert. You know what I'm trying to say?
Good cover. Good cover.
You
Good
know,
cover. I like it.
I
I
am a
love it.
non-expert, so I could be thinking about the wrong person. All right. Um, but yeah, Skeleton Crew though. Overall though, I'm gonna go ahead and give this my rating. Um, it is a 6 out of 10. But you know what? I'm gonna raise that. Raise it to a 6.5 out of 10 because I feel like that's closer to 7, but I feel like 7 is too much. Um, 6.5, I feel like it's just good enough. Good enough. Good
Yeah,
enough.
that's where I was gonna go with it. I didn't. Um, it kind of is a six, but it was enjoyable enough to squeeze in the five. You guys can get the point five. You guys got it.
Yeah, I'm telling you, all that fight or flight action and the jet, like all that shit really saved it for me. Like it really kept me.
I won't even lie. The first two episodes I watched them shits, and I was like, I can care less. I watched those first two episodes, and I did not give a fuck. And by the end, I was like, okay, nice little ride. So like, I'll give you the point five just because like it was better than what I expected after the first two
Yes, I could agree. I could agree, and yeah, man, I could say it took me a little bit to return to the show after the first 2 episodes because I just let it rock. I said, you know what, I'm not gonna watch this for a minute,
literally the
and
only things I liked about the show in the first two episodes were Fern and KB. Literally the only thing. I was like, go
yeah.
ahead, Fern, call that dumbass a dumbass. Yes.
When the like I said, when my man John came in and the robot came in, things got interesting. The bounty hunters came in. Seeing Jaleel White was just surprising to me, even though he looked stupid as fuck. But it was
My
just
boy stayed
surprising.
on
Like,
the ship. They was all getting off. He's like, I'm going down with this shit.
It's like,
Okay,
yeah,
nigga.
okay, nigga,
Okay,
like,
nigga.
peace out. It's like, yo,
Stupid ass pirate ass
um,
nigga. You dumb ass
it's
nigga.
it was cool. It was cool. Like, it was dope. But yeah, 6.5 is what I give it. Not much to say. Not much to say. Not much else to say on this. I ain't gonna lie.
Good
You
job
know,
by the actors. You know, when you annoyed the shit out of me, so I hope you're not like that in real life because that means you did a good job acting.
the parents were like whatever. The black dad got on my nerve, but then he was cool. He was cool the last episode, but he got on my
It's like
nerve
I
the first
get
episode.
he was just busy trying to provide and all that stuff, you know. But you know, was one moment that really got me ticked off. It's good that they got
We
to see
started
that.
crying.
Yeah, so basically, but so what I was gonna say is, it's cool that they get to see the world and see that it's not all lollipops and rainbows. It's not just sweet out there. There's struggle, there's hardships out there, and that woke them up. But what it really is for me is that like at the end when they were going back and he got all depressed and sad, and it's like, oh, where we gonna go? You guys were just crying about going home for episodes, crying about going home. And now that you're going home, you're mad that your adventure's coming to an end.
That nigga didn't want to take the assessment test. That
Yeah, that
nigga
was like the biggest thing,
said,
right? He's like, "Oh my god, go back and take this." But well, nigga, you got your adventure, bro. It's not an adventure if it never ends, bro. This is life.
that nigga wanted it. He wanted it forever.
That's just life, bro. Like at that point, it's just life. So you got your little adventure. You gotta go home, bro. Like you gotta, like it just hammered in the fact that this kid's a brat, bro. Like this kid is just a fucking brat. He's never fucking satisfied. More and more and more. You like he has no like he just takes things for granted.
You know what though? I think it was a lot of it was just him losing his mom too. Like he was missing something.
Like that, like there's character development in this show, but that's the thing that feels very blank at the end of this show. Is that there's like no literal like character growth from none of them really.
Yeah, it's like they basically like all stayed the same, but
Yeah, like this dude is still
he
just an
just went
annoying
through this
brat, bro.
adventure.
Like he literally runs off and continues being an
It
annoying
was
brat at
more
the end.
so like a realization than a growth. Like, oh, I
Like
realized
they
like
got a
you're not
dose of
the only
maturity,
human
but they
being in
didn't
the
really
universe.
grow up. They're still kids, but they got a dose of
Yeah.
maturity. That's it. What's real life
Like
like?
he told
Listen to
his
your
dad
parents.
that when his dad was like his dad remember they was sitting at the table last episode, his dad was like, you gotta get ready for the assessment. And they started talking, he started arguing, he was like, Dad, I've been places. And it's not like he said it in the sense like I've been places, like I'm matured. He basically just said, I've been places. I've seen other
Yeah,
places
like
now,
my
Dad.
eyes
Like
are
I
a little
know
more
that
open than they were like
yeah,
a
like
few
I know
days
there's
ago.
more to do, nigga. Like that's it. Like I don't need this assessment test to jump on a rocket, bitch. Like I'm
Like
out of
I seen what
here.
broke looks like, and I didn't even know that was a thing until like 2 days
Like,
ago.
yo, we good, nigga. Like, what I need this assessment for? We up. This whole planet is up, nigga.
They talking about my regular day life, and they talking about treasure, and I'm like, what treasure? And then it's my regular day life. Like, what the fuck you mean?
I'm like, Dad, assess this. We rich,
That
nigga.
was
Like, we
another
don't need
thing.
shit.
Like all the kids, I was like rolling my eyes when they were doing that because they're just so sheltered they don't know. But like, especially when little bratty ass, like they so sheltered, bro, and they're all like, "What treasure?" and shit like that. I'm like, y'all got it so fucking good. Y'all don't even know what a treasure would like be considered to somebody like these niggas, bro. Like, y'all can't tell y'all live these. Y'all can't just look at these people and see they live so badly and you guys live so good that like you obviously do got the treasure there. Like,
It was they was sheltered. That whole planet was living good, and they didn't even know they was living good.
then they realized how valuable those credits were, bro. They was getting everything done with the little amount of credits that women had, bro.
Like, yo,
To
we
them,
getting
that's a
a
little
lot.
amount of credits. To the universe, they was getting through everything with that little amount of credits. But
Yeah,
that is
but yeah,
skeleton
folks,
crew.
that is Skeleton Crew, y'all. I ain't got no more to say
I
about
can't
this
even
damn
say if
show.
you like Star Wars, you're gonna like this because Star Wars fans are weird, bro. They don't be like.
I mean, a lot of them, from what I've seen on Twitter, from a lot I see, from what I've seen, they talking bad about it. You know what I'm saying? Talking bad about
They don't be liking
it.
nothing. They said these ain't die.
Yeah, like shit.
25 people ain't die. Bunch of
And
droids
like,
get blow up.
no lightsaber slashing. What? I'm
No
out of
mention
here.
of Darth Vader.
Like no Grogu. Yo,
Bullshit.
speaking of that though, they still got like the Mandalorian movie coming out. So
Yeah, that's how they gonna wrap up that story, or at least their storyline.
yeah, I'm out of here, man. That's enough about Skeleton Crew. We ain't talking about this shit no more.
Yeah, Skeleton Crew, um, Star Wars 6.5s across the board. That was a good one. Ben,
Let me see y'all. See you next. Hey,
Peace
fucking Star
out.
Wars. That's like Itsy Bitsy Spider or some shit.
That's not like it's a spider to you.
Yeah, you said doom do do doom do do doom do do doom. Ha 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 ha.
I guess that's the parent.
Maybe so.